excited to have our Share It Loud and Proud webinar this evening focused on the Kiwanis family. For those of you who do not know, every November is Kiwanis Family Month within Kiwanis International. Kiwanis clubs are encouraged to serve alongside all of the SLP branches that they sponsor. And so we thought, what would be more fitting than to have all of our SLP branches represented, give an overview of each branch, and share a little bit about how we can all work together here in the Capital District. So I'm very excited to introduce Mr. Tim Gillette. He is our Kiwanis governor for this year, who just took office on October 1st, and I'd like to invite him to give a brief welcome before we kick off this evening's session.
Thank you, Jen. I just want to thank everybody for taking the time out of their schedules this evening to join. As Jen said, we are doing these monthly series to help educate our members, to keep people informed. And as a part of my governor's theme, it's progress isn't quiet. And as Kiwanians or as SLP members, we need to share more about the great things that we're doing and inform not only our clubs and our members, but our communities that there's a lot of great work being done by Kiwanis and the Kiwanis family. So these sessions are our way of kind of practicing what we preach, and we're sharing some great things that are going on. Again, just want to thank everyone for coming, and I'll turn it back over to Jen so we can get into the session.
Perfect. So this evening, after we introduce our speakers, each one is going to represent their SLP branch. And I know we keep using that term. For those of you on the webinar tonight who might not know all of the various acronyms we use in Kiwanis, SLP stands for Service Leadership Programs. And those are the leadership and service programs that Kiwanis has for youth at the elementary, middle school, high school level, and then the two adult programs that Kiwanis has, which are CKI for college students, and then Action Club, which is for adults with disabilities. So if any of us do use acronyms this evening that you might not know, please feel free to ask in the chat and we'll all help you. We also will talk about the importance of working together as a Kiwanis family, and then brainstorm some ways that we can work together on Kiwanis family projects. Perhaps you all have worked with your Kiwanis club, or I see Mr. Hart on this evening. I know the Charlottesville Club does a lot with their SLP branches. Maybe he's willing to share some ideas. So we'd like for this time to be a brainstorming session as well. And of course, there will be a question and answer period. So it is my pleasure to welcome our speakers this evening. We have with us our K-Kids and our Builders Club Committee Chair, Ms. Alana Gardner. We have with us our Governor for Key Club, Sneha. And we have our Key Club District Administrator as well, Ms. Christina Lugazima. We have Governor Dillon with us, who is from CKI, as well as our CKI Administrator, Ms. Stacy Whitehouse. And then, of course, we have Mr. Gillette, our Kiwanis Governor that you just heard from. So I will invite Ms. Gardner to lead us off, since she is our Elementary and Middle School Branch Committee Chair.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining the webinar. So as Jen said, I support our elementary and middle school Kiwanis family members. Our first program is called Kiwanis Kids. So that consists of the K-Kids Club, Terrific Kids, and Bring Up Grades. So Bring Up Grades, now is a perfect time for that because everyone has just gotten their report card grades. And that program is designed to help students set goals around academic achievement and improvements while making them feel good about themselves. Whereas Terrific Kids is about helping to help them set goals for leadership and confidence and things like that. So that's the first program. The second is Builders Club, which is our middle school program. We've both just completed our Trick or Treat for UNICEF, which I want to say K-Kids was partnered with CKI. No, Yeah, with CKI to support Cote d'Ivoire. No, Brick by Brick. And Builders Club was partnered with Key Club to support Cote d'Ivoire. No, Start Strong Zambia. I'm getting them confused. And I just saw this geography question earlier today about Cote d'Ivoire and Zambia. So one's in West Africa, one's in South Africa. We're looking forward to seeing the results. I've already heard from a couple of the clubs that were able to raise their $50, and they're looking forward to getting that recognition banner patch. So you will see that coming out in the new year in our capital, Kiwanian. The other thing we were revealed is our global service project. This is a project that's done by both the K Kids and Builders Clubs throughout the year. This year, the focus is on beautifying your community, which is absolutely perfect timing because we're coming up on the 250th anniversary of our nation. And so that is a really big focus goal. And of course, this month is National Recycling Month. So some of the students are already getting involved in terms of beautifying their campus in that way. And so we're kind of working on that. So I'm kind of open to any questions if you have any. Otherwise, I can share a little more. Anything? No. That's not okay. Okay. So what can I tell you? So far this year, we've had one new K Kids and one new Builders Club joined into the district. So we want to welcome. I'm getting to my notes. Ella Fitzgerald Middle School, which is sponsored by the Kiwanis Club of Kiln Creek, and the Neabsco Mills Elementary School, which is a K Kids Club, and that was sponsored by Woodbridge. So we have one new Builders and one new K Kids Club. We also have some clubs that are celebrating their charter anniversary. One of the focuses that I'm asking advisors to think about is, oh, we're also coming off a National Anti-Bullying Month. That was another big thing we did. We did that for October. We had 3 different days. We had Be Kindness Day. We had a Cyberbullying Awareness Day, and we had Be Kind Day. One day you wore blue, one day you wore orange. A lot of different things. I do know that the Builders Club, my club sponsor, did Project Connect. And what every student did was they wrote an affirmation or a way that they could be a good friend, a good partner, how they can thwart bullying in their school. Thought about that, and then they linked it into a circle and they connected all of them into a chain, and then they hung them in their school. So I'm looking forward to seeing the pictures. Of course, that's one of the challenges I'm finding for K Kids and Builders this year, especially in Montgomery County, because phones are banned. So you can't take pictures. So you're kind of relying on, do we have cameras? Is the teacher okay taking a picture? Have we gotten our photo releases so that we can do what we need to do? But we're going to go ahead and push through on that. But definitely, I can give you all some information on the Keep America Beautiful program. And so what is called Project 250. Am I saying it right? Oh, no, not 250. Hashtag 152 Pickup Challenge. And that's for the Great American Cleanup, celebrating our nation's 250th anniversary. And so this is going to be one of the focal points I'm going to push to K Kids and Builders towards completing their global service project. And you'll see all the resources there. Keep America Beautiful actually has links to the different state, county, and sometimes city affiliates that you can sign up with to find ways to help beautify your community. Other things that are going to be really big coming into the 250th anniversary of the nation is, by the time we get to September, which is a long way off, there'll be a National Day of Service for 9/11. It'll have been 25 years since 9/11 occurred. So they're doing something really big for that. Instead of the 9 million meal pack, they're going to go much bigger than that. And that's again in celebration of our nation's anniversary. So there's some things you can do there. I'm hoping to see some students attend mid-year with their parents. I'd love to get some of our middle schoolers out there learning from Key Club and CKI, some leadership lessons, as well as some service brainstorming. And I want their parents to get a chance to meet Kiwanians and find out what we do, and hope that they'll come on board and join that effort. I feel like my 10 minutes is kind of almost up. No questions for me at all.
Who can charter a K Kids or a Builders Club? Does it have to be a Kiwanis Club, or can it be a project for CKI or Key Club students?
That is actually a great question. So it can be a project for Key Club or CKI students, or you can co-sponsor with a Kiwanis Club or with each other. Also, communities can sponsor K Kids and Builders Clubs as long as you have a facility, you have it housed in, and you go through the steps of completing that paperwork and making that commitment. Yeah. And of course, we have one really distinguished Builders Club alumni, our governor, Tim. So put him on the spot a little bit. I don't know of any famous Key Club K Kids in Capital District yet, but I'm sure they're out there. Is there anything else I'd want to share with you that we are doing? Hmm. I talked about Bug. I talked about Terrific Kids. Coming up in February, there'll be 2 weeks. That'll be big for our Kiwanis family. We'll have K Kids Week and Builders Club Week. So you'll be getting a lot more information on that. But we're just like all the other programs. We have our own designated weeks with similar events taking place each day. So I'm hoping you'll do that and connect. And of course, if I can connect you to a K Kids Club or Builders Club, please let me know. We want to always improve our lines of communication and work together and show everybody what this Kiwanis family is capable of.
Thank you so much, Miss Gardner. So it's exciting that students can join the Kiwanis family as early as elementary school. They can then articulate into Builders Club for middle school. And once they reach high school, we have Key Club. So I'm going to invite Governor Sneha as well as Miss Lugazima to talk about Key Club here in the Capital District.
Hi, my name is Sneha. I'm the Key Club Governor for Capital District. First, I just kind of want to share how big the Capital District Key Club Board really is. So we have 29 LTGs, which basically means 29 divisions, and we have 8 chairs that chair our 4 committees, well, our 6 committees. And I'll go more into details on what each committee are doing. They're doing like really great jobs. But that's how big it is, and 12,000 members and 4 execs. So it's a really big, and we also have like a lot of zonies helping us out and adults. So cheers to them. Um, but moving on to like Key Club and what exactly we are doing in Capital Board as of right now. So most of our thing is basically creating resources. We're really focused on creating resources as of right now. Um, and we have committees. So our main committees are community services, which focuses on like the governor's project, the district project, and making resources towards that. We also have a mental health task force that was established last year, and we're continuing it this year, and it's been really helpful. And then we also have membership and retention resources like committee, and we also have Kiwanis family relations and also district events. District events have already set up an amazing fall rally, and like Circle K was with us, so they know it was really fun. It was really successful, and it was really nice to see the Circle K people there too. Um, but some of the resources that have been going with the Kiwanis family, because obviously this is for Kiwanis, our whole Kiwanis family. So the Kiwanis Family Relations Committee has been working really hard this year. They have mainly focused a lot on social media advertising. So our Kiwanis Family Relations Committee has their own separate social media account than the Capital District account that serves as like a branch. And now it has more followers than the capital capital account. So it's been really successful. And in that account every month we do like a awareness for each of the different SLPs. So we started with Acts in August, and then we went into Builders Club for September, and then we went into Kiwanis for Kiwanis November. So we're continuing that. And in that, you can also see how key clubbers can get involved with all the Kiwanis family branches within that. Our main focus, well, something that I do want to bring up is having this in email format or something like that as well, because I know not everyone is on Instagram or social media. So that is something that we're looking forward to in future. Our mental health task force has also created a suicide prevention walk website, and this is like a really detailed website where you can go and see, like, based on what division you fall under, you can see what is the nearest walks that's happening around you. And I'll share all these resources. It's all in this one big document, and I'll just paste that link later after I'm completed. Like, well, honestly, I'll just share it right now. Why not? Okay. So I just pasted it into the chat, but that has like all the resources I'm talking about right now. So from in this website, you can find like all the local walks that you can participate in, and then we have also tried to make people like plan service project around this. And then there's also Instagram for we have an Instagram for all of our committees, but there's also one for mental health. It's not as active as it is with the Kiwanis family, but it's definitely there for like short reminders. And we also have mental health calendars. If you go click on that link, it directly takes you to a calendar that you can add to your calendar. I personally have it, and it's really useful because like it gives me tiny reminders like drink water today, or like, write compliment today. So I really appreciate that. So if you guys want to add that to your calendar, it's a really easy add. We also have created a group me community where like you can join the group me, and then like it's like daily positive messages. We don't have a lot of members in it right now because I know it's pretty new, but we do have like last time I checked like 18 people in there. So it's pretty growing, but it's not as much of a because it's pretty new resource that we have created. Um, but I think that's the mainly. But we also, Mental Health Task Force also sends out all these infographics through LTG newsletters that can be used. But that's what that committee is really working on. And then the district community services is the bigger one where we are focusing most on the governor's project, district college project, but there's also the monthly challenges we do every month. And these monthly challenges include things from the governor's and district project. To go more detail into the governor's project, I was actually thinking how this really connected with what Miss Gardner was saying about beautifying community and like recycling month just now about like the K kids. And I was like, wait, that's actually really cool. We could have like worked together this whole time because the Governor's Project is literally about grow with nature, and it really connects to that beautifying community theme that you were talking about. So I feel like there is like, I mean, I know we were talking about this later, maybe like how we can collaborate, but this is something that I can already think we can collaborate on. Like maybe if there's communities, I know K-Kids is not as much as how many Key Clubs are, but there could be like some K-Kids and Key Clubs that can collaborate together on these kind of projects. So it also aligns with like our um district project, well, governor project we're doing. And the district project is similar. We just finished for trick or treat, and well, we don't know the estimate as of right now. We'll get that later how much we raised, but I'm pretty sure we raised like money pretty good, because we did raise a lot in fall rally through Miracle Minute too. And right now we have a form going out for so people can send us like directly how much they raised, because we can't tell by the international website. And based on that, last time I checked, I only saw one responses, but I know it increases during November, so I'm looking forward to that. But our district project is basically supporting UNICEF with Start Strong Zambia and like last month Trick or Treat. And since Trick or Treat is over, now we're just like focused on Start Strong Zambia. I think I'm talking a lot, but I think, yeah, that's it. And we also have membership and retention resources, where we just made bunch of flyers, and they're all of these are accessible in this document. But if you also go to the Capitol Instagram in like the governor's account, there's also a link tree that you can, well, a link that takes you to a Google Drive where you can access all these resources as well. But yeah, I think that's it. Miss
Neat.
K, do you have anything? I feel like I talked a lot anyway, so.
I mean, I'll just very briefly, yeah, Sneha gave a very good overview of what the district's been working on. The Capital District has a lot going on. Uh, Dues collection is a big thing right now. Uh, Early bird dues, I think they extended till November 15th. So it is past early bird dues, but regular dues being due December 1st. Like Sneha said, we had a really successful fall rally, almost 400 students. So that was really great, planned by the students of Key Club and CKI. And then we have our biggest event of the year coming up in March, which is our district convention. It's in Crystal City, I don't have I think it's like March 21st through 23rd that weekend. We already have a really great 20th through 22nd. A really great keynote speaker, Coach VJ, who is a motivational speaker and a former professional basketball player. So that's really exciting. And a lot of like really fun activities. So more information will be coming out about that really soon. But yeah, I think that's it from me.
Are there any questions specifically about our Key Club branch? Perfect. I will turn it over to Governor Dillon and Miss Whitehouse, who are representing our CKI students.
Hi y'all. Hi y'all. I'm glad to meet with you guys at least one more time before final season start for me. I know I have 5 finals back to back, first week of December, so I'm glad this is something I'm looking forward to in the future. Okay, so on to CKI updates. So if Stacy can move on to the next slide. Yes. So where are our clubs? We have many clubs across the Virginia as well as Maryland, from Howard University all the way up to Johns Hopkins University. And I'm glad to announce that we also have for the first time in years, have a full district board. And that meaning we have a governor, being me, a secretary treasurer, and a communications officer, as well as several lieutenant governors, both representing Maryland and Virginia, from Hopkins all the way to William Mary, as well as George Mason. So the main theme for not just our district, but for many districts this year has been club chartering and reactivation priorities. So I think it's best so if I can get specific with those specific chartering plans. So for example, we are planning to reactivate and charter Roanoke College. Stacy has actually had an interest meeting there, and she's been there to personally witness like is a working group of students who are working to help reactivate Roanoke College for the next semester. And not just that, for me on my part, for more of the chartering process, is UVA and West Virginia University. These are two paramount universities, one being UVA, being like one of the biggest universities in all of Virginia, and West Virginia University. It will be our first time reestablishing presence for the first time in West Virginia in years. And the best part about all of that is that we are actually working with former Capital District Key Club alumni. Like, for example, West Virginia University, it is being spearheaded at the moment with past Governor Kayla Hallman, and UVA with a past Lieutenant Governor Pratik. So, Stacy, move on to the next slide. And yeah, and most recently we did host our fall rally in conjunction with Key Club, and I'm proud to say that we have met our attendance goal for this year. Absolutely blows me away, as well as like having many multiple representations from many more universities than I previously expected. So on to the Capital District project. If you guys haven't already known by now, I spearheaded my district project being Healing Hands as a representative of what students were generally uh, interested in, from what I gauged at the last district convention, which was centered around community health-based screenings as well as healthcare. And I'm proud to say many universities have launched their first Healing Hands projects soon as well. For example, Hopkins is launching their homeless Healing Hands project on December 5th, which I'm glad to be able to attend to in the future. So in the future, I will say is that for spring semester, we hope to do more Key Club outreach, especially hosting more Key Club senior nights, as springtime is the prime time for many college admissions. And as students are going to planning their matriculation into college, it is also a prime time for us to like get them early on interested in CKI. And now for our central priority is our district convention. We recently launched the theme of our district convention at Fall Rally. Our theme this year is going to be a Broadway musical. The show must go on. That is our CKI district convention. I'm very excited to perhaps to launch this district convention. Personally, I've never seen a Broadway musical, but on the contrary, Stacy has seen a lot of Broadway musicals, many more than I can even count on my finger. So, yeah, but Moving on, our central priority will be reestablishing presence in Delaware as well as West Virginia, which we are currently doing it with Kayla Hallman, as well as preparing for the district convention, not just planning out the district convention, but also getting enough people to attend it. So yeah, that's basically for what I have to say. I'm going to pass this on to Stacy.
Thank you, Dylan. And I did not influence the theme. I do want to make that clear, even though I've seen a lot of Broadway shows. It was a very quick, like literally 2-minute decision on the theme. Somebody suggested that and everybody else was good with it. So it's the quickest decon decision I think I've ever been a part of. I really appreciate y'all being here. We have a wonderful group of students that we're working with just to keep making CKI stronger. And it really does take the whole Kiwanis family working together to make all of our branches as strong as possible. And so I know sometimes because CKI students are adults, maybe sometimes Kiwanis clubs feel like, oh, they've got it all figured out and like why do I matter? Like why should I connect with CKI? And so I kind of wanted to emphasize those things that if you're thinking about doing a charter or if there's one near you that you'd like to work with, why Kiwanis support really matters. Our strongest clubs have strong Kiwanis support and involvement. So having that Kiwanis family network of not only Kiwanians that come to meetings, but also key clubbers that are working with our CKI clubs. One of the things we did this year was reach out to all the faculty advisors that were near our CKI, and I know both George Washington University and William and Mary are actively doing projects and connecting with key clubs that are close to them. So that's great progress because we want to have more organic ongoing relationships across the branches, not just at the district level, but at the club level too. Connection to service organizations. A lot of our students may not be from the Capital District, and so they may not know what is around them in terms of like opportunities, as well as what are the most urgent community needs connected near their campus. So Kiwanis clubs can be a huge help with that, not only plugging into current opportunities, but just letting them know like these are the organizations that are around here. Here's who we already have current relationships with. But if y'all may not have the capacity for hands-on service or there's a project that you've heard really needs help, then CKI can step up and help with all of that. And then leadership opportunities and networking. That is one of the biggest things that students are looking for now is mentorship and networking. Especially we all know that the job climate is just not the greatest right now. And so helping students build skills, build networks, build social capital, and to even just get exposure about the type of work that you all do as they are exploring and building skills for careers in college is a huge help. William and Mary has, some of you may know, their Kick It program where they have an active semester and year-long mentorship program where they connect Kiwanians with one or more CKIers and they meet up monthly and have activities together. And the students down there rave about it. So if anybody's interested in doing that at a CKI club near you, or even for Key Club, maybe in a different format, like highly recommend it. And the leadership and networking, I think, is one of the most unique aspects of what our Kiwanis family can provide. So I know we are much smaller than Key Club might be, but we are mighty and we have lots of passionate students. So even if you don't have a CKI club near you right now, there are ways that Kiwanians can help, and that this can be any Kiwanis member. You do not have to have a title beside your name in order to support CKI. So as district administrator, became district administrator this spring. I was in CKI 15 years ago and served on the district board. So it is very close to my heart and would love to have more Kiwanians supporting our work. So if you're interested in joining the CKI support committee, I've put some of the tasks down there as to what you can help with. It is as little or big of a commitment as you want, and most of it is virtual. You do not have to go anywhere in person in order to help, which is convenient. The other way that you can help is serving as a decon sponsor. I do want to shout out our DC Kiwanis Club. We've had the Williamsburg Kiwanis Club support and sponsor in the past, and that has been a huge help to help keep costs affordable for our students to attend decon. And so these are some of the areas that we most would like to have help in. But if you just like to give a sponsorship and we might be able to apply it to something, you don't have to sponsor the whole thing. That is really greatly appreciated, as most students pay for all or part of their way to decon. So if you'd like to get in touch with me to help with any of this, I will put my email in the chat. But so appreciate everyone on the call showing interest in the Kiwanis family, and glad to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you so much, Governor Dillon and Miss Whitehouse. As you can see, there is a lot for students to take advantage of in the Kiwanis family from the time they enter elementary school until they're in adulthood. And that's a strategic plan of Kiwanis International. Our youth programs is something that Kiwanis prides itself on, and it sets us apart from other service organizations in the community. And so I'm going to let Governor Tim talk a little bit about the importance of working together and why we need to be a strong family with ties starting as early as elementary school, and what are some of the benefits that can help not only our youth programs but also our Kiwanis clubs. There are more hands for service if we rely on one another. Once Governor Tim is finished talking about the importance, I'm going to put a plug in ahead of time so that we don't catch people off guard. We would love to open up the floor and share some opportunities that you've taken advantage of as a Key Club member, a CKI member, or as a Kiwanis member working hand in hand with service. So wanted to give people some time to think ahead while Governor Tim takes the floor.
Thank you, Jen, and thank you to our K-Kids builders, Key Club, and CKI representatives. It's always good to get together and hear about all the great things that the different branches are doing. Kiwanis similar. Since we have a lot of students on the line, I'll give a brief Kiwanis update before I jump into the working together part. Kiwanis is, we just started our year. Our year starts on October 1st. And I'm proud to say that since October 1st, we've had a net gain of 71 members in the Capital District, which is really putting us on a good trajectory. We have not had positive membership in a long time. And if we keep up this trend, we will get there. And also, we have two large events that we're busy planning. We have our mid-year conference, which is February 27th through March 1st. Lead with Purpose is the theme. We have a lot of great education and almost confirmed our keynote speaker for that. And then in August, we have our district convention and a similar theme, but not as to CKI. We're actually doing movies. Lights, Camera, Action is our theme, and it will be a convention that's centered around cinema where the general sessions will be named after movies, and we've got a lot of cool things planned. That's in Annapolis, Maryland, so we're trying to incorporate the Naval Academy as well. We have a couple of asks out to the Naval Academy Band and Color Guard to help us with some of our sessions. So that's a brief Kiwanis update. When I had the opportunity to speak at Fall Rally, and I said to the students, our SLPs is the most important thing that Kiwanis does. And I 100% believe that. The work that Kiwanis does with students supersedes anything else we do. You know, the pancake breakfast, all those other things, they're great. But the work that we do, not only with students in general, but specifically our SLPs. We've seen folks in Kiwanis that take on leadership positions come up through that route. Miss Gardner, Miss Kay, Miss Whitehouse. I know, Jen, you weren't an SLP, but you did serve and volunteer. So a lot of our adult leaders were servant leaders when they were students. And it's important for us, not only for Kiwanis, but as a society in general, to keep that moving, right? We have to, as Kiwanians, mentor and inspire students who want to continue to be servant leaders throughout their lives. And if they want to do it in Kiwanis, that's awesome. We'd love to have you. But if they find a different route, that's okay. Because as long as they're continuing to lead and to serve. So going back, how do we get there? How do we inspire students to want to continue to be servant leaders? Well, number one is to listen to them. And in Kiwanis, I think in Kiwanis we have a history of dictating things to students, and rather than listening and having an open ear and an open heart. We need to listen to the needs of our young people and be there as mentors to help support and to help fuel their ambitions. And a lot of times we get set in our own ways and we fail to realize that the world is changing, students are changing, the things that we did as students when we were in high school or in college, it's not the same thing anymore. So as Kiwanians, we really need to listen to our students and be prepared to mentor them. When we interact with our key clubs and our CKIs, a lot of Kiwanis clubs, they like to just and they just like to use key clubbers and CKI folks as hey, come on and help serve pancakes, or come help do this, help do that. To help mentor the students, have them involved in the actual conversation of some of these events, right? So if I'm going to ask Governor Sneha to come help me at my fundraiser, maybe I should invite her to some planning meetings so she can have input and understanding. She might have a different perspective. And we also can take students and teach them how to organize events like those. So it's really important that as Kiwanians, we see ourselves as those teachers, those guiding folks to help students get through things. One of the things that I really like that we started a couple of years ago is Kiwanis has its own youth mental health task force that Jen Hiscock used to chair. Now Mr. Jamie Moore is chairing that committee. And there's some great things that came out of that. Some great talks, some great ideas to help students cope with mental health and stress. Look, it's not easy being a teenager or being a college student, right? I know folks on this call, they're worried about homework, they're worried about activities, they're worried about college applications. Am I going to get in here? Am I going to get in there? Stacy mentioned earlier about CKI students and the job market and the job prospects, right? So there's a lot of things going on. And as Kiwanians, we've been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. We've gone through, we've done college applications. We've been in the job market. We've got jobs. We've lost jobs. We've been all over the place in terms of, and we need to help these students get through that. And the mental health task force is helping with those coping mechanisms, because you know what? It's okay to not be okay. And that's something that we really have to emphasize. It's okay to not be okay. You can be sad, you can be upset, you can be stressed out, but it's our job as adults and as Kiwanians to help you get through those situations, because it'll pass. You will graduate, you will get into a university, you will get a job, but that area of ambiguity is really stressful, and it's up to us to help with that, help you get through that. Like I said at the top, my goal, and every adult's goal, is to have the students continue to be lifelong servant leaders. And that's, at the end of the day, that's what we hope. You join Key Club for a reason. And it could be, hey, my best friend's in Key Club. Hey, my counselor told me this looks really good on a college application. And I didn't want to go home right after school, so I wanted to do something, an activity. But you're going to stay for so many other reasons. And you build friendships, you build the caring, and some of my best friends are in Kiwanis, and I've met them through Kiwanis, and that's something that as you progress in your lives, you'll realize that when you join a group and you join something, that you'll really make some great bonds. And Yeah, I think that's in terms of working together, the message to summarize for the adults, for the Kiwanians: listen, don't dictate. My friend Eric, who Jim knows very well, will say, we were given 2 ears and one mouth. You should listen twice as much as we speak. So for Kiwanians, that would be something I'd say when we're working with our students. And for the students on the call, Kiwanians are here for you. We're here to help you get through things. And we really hope that as you progress in the stages of life, when things calm down, especially if you're going into the job market and things can get a little hectic. Once things calm down, you come back and you serve with us. And if not us, find some place to serve, because servant leadership is very important. And we need to keep that trend going for students that are coming up through the ranks after you all. So thank you, Jen. And I'll open for any questions if you have any.
Any questions or any examples of how you all serve alongside the students or students? Any ideas that you have for serving alongside Kiwanis clubs? We would love to have this be a beneficial brainstorm and experience sharing opportunity.
Okay, I'll go since everybody's being shy. So last year I reached out to Miss Kay about having my new Builders Club members come out to the Key Club Decon. And so I had the outgoing president as well as the incoming president attend. And they had a great time, really enjoyed themselves. I can see the lessons that they got out of spending that day learning from key clubbers and their leadership skills and how you all conduct meetings, how you compete, how you show projects really had an impact. The outgoing president, she made distinguished. The incoming president, he's just on fire, doing great this year. And then I pulled up my key club roster for my local high school that my Builders Club feeds into, and I saw that our outgoing president had joined the key club this fall when she went in. So definitely that desire to do that continuity definitely took root. And I think it was because they attended that Key Club District Convention. So now if I can get them to talk to me would be great. But at least she joined. And so she's my inroad to reconnecting my Kiwanis Club to that Key Club.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing.
I
Well, I
think,
can,
oh, sorry.
well, I'll join in
You
now.
can go. You can go.
This is Jim Hart from Charlottesville, the Kiwanis Club. Thanks, Jen, for pointing us out. We sponsored 4 key clubs here in Charlottesville, and recently started a Builders Club in the middle school and a K Kids Club. And we are looking forward to Governor Dillon. Thank you very much for talking about the reestablishment of our great UVA CKI. We're looking forward to that. But in terms of activities and actions, just yesterday, I paid a visit to the club that I'm the liaison for, Western Albemarle High School. And on the same day, our former past Lieutenant Governor Bill Jones visited the Monticello High School Key Club just to observe their monthly meeting. There were about 100 students in the meeting at Monticello High School. My club, that is at Western Albemarle, had about 40 or 50 in the meeting, but they have over 100 students there too. The 4 clubs have over 300, which is 10 times the number of Kiwanians in Charlottesville. We have about 30 Kiwanians, and we have over 300 service leadership program people. And one thing I'll leave you with was I had a little discussion with the board members, the president, a couple of the board members, and I talked to them about what, Tim, you're trying to do is get all the connection of the whole family working together. They were very impressed to hear about all of that, starting with the number of other key clubs they were. Western Albemarle said, oh, we had clubs that rival high schools right there, and ideas of how they might work in collaboration, but also in friendly competitions and things like that. In projects, doing maybe a Miracle Minute project or something like that at a basketball game for UVA Children's Hospital or something like that. Another thing that impressed them, and they were impressing me, all the PowerPoint they did, showing the various projects that are coming up just in the next month, blood drive, participating in the toy lift, various things going on. That was very impressive. But I talked to them about uh, famous Key Club alums who come through, and I mentioned Craig Melvin from the NBC Today Show. Is a Key Club. Oh, they were so impressed with that. And there's various others that we can mention, including the new governor of Virginia, the chairman of the co-chair of her transition team's education committee is a Key Club alum from Western Albemarle High School, Connor Andrews. I remember him well when he was a Key Clubber and a leader there too. I really appreciate all your presentations. They were very good. I took lots of notes on it, and I'm going to put them to good use and be proud and loud about that. Thanks a lot for putting this all together. I wish more of our Kiwanians to be there. Eric Lamb is the liaison with Albemarle High School, and Dennis Baugh, past Governor Dennis Baugh, is liaison with the Builders Club and the K Kids. So we've got good people in position to really grow. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much for sharing, and thank you for your all's support. I know your sponsorship means a lot to all of the students.
Mm-hmm.
Governor Sneha, I know you were going to share something.
Yeah, I was just gonna go over like how when I went to Icon too, that was like my first time like when I saw like wow, like this is something huge. And like as I was like I just heard about Kayla like opening William and Mary, like I mean not William and Mary, like in West Virginia. Um like a CKI, I was thinking like me myself, like I know for sure that I will be joining CKI and Kiwanis when I'm older. Like that's just something I wanted to say. Um but yeah, I mean there's so much service projects and like specific experience I can talk about like with Kiwanis, and overall it's just like there's so many things like, but if I want to nail down to like one experience, I think this was like my first year before like I was elected as a LTG, but like it was like in the beginning, so I wasn't really doing any LTG job. I was just there with my first Kiwanis Key Club experience was like a meeting. Um, and my home club, like my school home club does like a pancake kind of thing. And I know like I know a lot of Kiwanis people do pancake, but I think that was the first time because I went in there thinking like every other friend of mine, we were just like, okay, yeah, we're gonna make pancakes and it's just gonna be a service project, and we're gonna get our hours and then we're gonna come back. That was like my mindset. And then I went there and then like I saw like Kiwanis members who genuinely wanted to listen to what I do. And then like I don't think they were more excited of my term to begin as a LTG than I was at that point, honestly. Like I was like, because my sister was a LTG, I was kind of like, in between. I was like, oh, like it's gonna be difficult. And I was in the middle. Like I don't think I was feeling as much as excitement as much as that Kiwanis person made me feel. And they were like, oh, you're LTG now, that's so nice. And they said so much stuff, and I was like, wow, like these people actually care about what I'm doing. I think that was the first moment that it hit me. And there's so many like moments that has happened like moment after moment when I go to these meetings, and like I always like to be invited to their meetings. Of course, like high school is crazy, so I don't end up making a lot of those. But I do like I really appreciate like Kiwanis overall, and I feel like I will be joining. I'll definitely be joining Kiwanis. So that's just something I wanted to share. But yeah.
Thank you
I
so
think,
much. We'd love to have you.
yeah, I just want to piggyback off of what Sneha said, and thinking back to, I went to get my hours, but when I was there, I realized it was something different, something that I like to do. And that's going back to what I said earlier. You join for one reason, but you stay for another. And I think a lot of people, a lot of us too, as adults have figured that out.
Is there anybody else who wishes to share an example of a Kiwanis family connection or service project? Or through tonight's presentation, are there any other questions that our attendees would like to ask? We certainly appreciate all of our presenters this evening. We value your time. We value all of the information that you were able to share with us. And we also value everybody who attended tonight's webinar. It is awesome to see so many people on. Hopefully you learned one or two new things about the various branches of the Kiwanis family. And we encourage you to take the information from this evening back to your respective clubs, and hopefully you all can start creating even stronger Kiwanis family ties and partnerships with your sponsors and your advisors. We will stay if you would like to put any questions into the chat box, but thank you all so much. I know we're closing in on an hour, and I'm sure all of our students, both college and high school, still have homework, which is important. So we'll let you all go, but thank you again for attending.
In the chat, one of my LTG Damien did ask for Mr. Hart's email.